Hello, I'm Bookface. It's been a minute, but we're just gonna gloss over that for now, because right now we're gonna talk about
Dracula.
Now, as cool as Dracula is, he's not actually folklore. He's a fictional character from a very classic horror novel, but he's become so ingrained in pop culture that he basically feels like a folkloric figure all his own, and in a way kinda is. It's a little tricky determining what counts as modern folklore and just old stories. So I was really happy when I found out that I could actually connect this to actual mythology, because if you're a nerd like me, that ain't just the Ark Pelter's elbows and other popular sentences by Bookface. With that out of the way, let's jump right in. Woo! Today we're talking about the Drakul, which is a creature from Moldavia, which I don't think is the same as Moldova, but I'm not certain, and Romania. So Drakul served as the nickname to the father of Vlad Tepes, who was also named Vlad. And he gained this name because he was associated with a group known as the Order of the Dragon, since Drakul means, or like a dragon. It can also be used as an expletive, interestingly enough. Everybody look out, the flying is gonna kill us all! Since Vlad the Impaler's father was referred to as Drakul, this meant that he would be referred to as Dracula. That worked out a lot better than I thought it would when I started researching. Because along with being the name used by Bram Stoker's character, there were actually several people in history referred to as Dracula, since adding the A to the end of Drakul means the son of. So I guess anyone who had the title Drakul would have Dracula as children. Without the context, just hearing that any number of people could have Dracula as children is very strange. Okay, blah blah history, let's get... So in mythology, the Dracul are corpses animated through possession by a demonic force. Out, demon! This demonic entity reactivates the memories of the corpse before rising and uses this to target the and uses this information to target the family and friends of their host. They're undead creatures with pale skin, hollow eyes, walking around naked and demonetized, with a coffin on its head. It's cool hat, bro. And this to me seems like a kind of goofier version of the whole carrying soil from the home country thing. The book just decided to make it actual soil instead of a full-on coffin. Because, yeah, somehow carrying dirt with you to hold your power is less goofy than just wearing your coffin on your head like some weird hat. Drakul are fast and strong enough to rip a man's arm clean off at the sockets. Man, good thing that's such a clear description, so I don't have any reason to show an example of... Alright. I love illustrating these things. Ow. They rest in their graves during the day and rise at night to attack living people. That being said, they can wake up when their coffin is disturbed and they have zero fear of sunlight. Unlike me, who is a cave-dwelling goblin and does not go out more than, 5 minutes at a time. Don't stake me in the heart. They disintegrate if they're separated from their coffins too long, which is why they wear their coffins on their head. And an effective method of killing them is digging up the coffin during the day, dumping them out of the coffin, the disrespect, and then burning the coffin with torches made from thorn bushes until it is nothing but ash. And then when the coffin is destroyed, the Drakul will die. Of course, as we established earlier, they can absolutely wake up during the day, especially if their coffin's disturbed, so you're gonna have one very insulted Drakul being like, "Hey,
You must die!
I'm gonna rip your arms off the socket." Not again. In other situations, they're best combated by the typical angry mob, and if their burial shroud is destroyed, then the Drakul loses control of its body. And I have to ask, does that mean that the body just falls limp because nothing's possessing it anymore? Or does that mean it just goes utterly feral and just has no self-control? Because one of those is arguably more dangerous than the original circumstance. I don't think I'd want some flesh-eating corpse flailing about because it doesn't know what it's doing anymore. Then again, there aren't many situations where I'd want to encounter a flesh-eating corpse, no matter how much control it had. And there we have the Drakul, an interesting vampire with definitely some connections to Dracula, but it's unclear how much. I feel like there's probably some similarities, but also I don't know Bram Stoker's thought process when he created his book. It's fascinating that such an old story that is, by all accounts, incredibly cheesy nowadays, just still sticks in our minds so solidly that we can not only make new versions of it with all sorts of different concepts, but sometimes we can just tell the same stories or just small parts of that story and have it be such a fascinating thing. I'm genuinely looking forward to watching The Last Voyage of the Demeter. That seems really cool. And Renfield, for different reasons. It's purely because of Nicolas Cage. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. If you want more information on the Drakul, other vampires, or just anything spooky in general, check out my website where I put up my drawings and my full research. Also, even though I don't deserve money, if you feel like I should be paid for this, I have a Patreon. Check that out, and I'll see you next time. Bye!